My name's Dave Dubeau, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today we got a special guest, Selena Jackson, zooming in from Virginia. And Selena is a relatively newer real estate investor, but she's been getting very, very active with wholesaling as well as doing some private money or hard money lending as a representative, a funding consultant. So Selena, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dave, for having me. How are you?
I am great. So Selena, tell us a little bit about, first of all, let's talk about the wholesaling business. Tell me a little bit about that. We were talking offline that last year was a good year for you. You really got things rolling in the wholesaling side of things. So what are you doing these days to find motivated sellers and start those conversations? What's working best for you?
Well, so far, going on Zillow for sale by owners, because you have their phone number right there, which is it's easier to contact them without doing skip tracing to get the incorrect phone number.
Mark.
So I have find Zillow is my best option for me, because I did a lot of sales last year, so it helped a whole lot.
Now, don't these Zillow sellers get called by every wholesaler in the world? Because they're right there. I mean, everybody's got access to the phone number. So how do you stand out? Well,
I represent myself professionally. I don't get on the phone and say, "Are you looking to sell your house?" To me, I think that's tacky.
Yeah.
What I do is I introduce myself to let them know who I am. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, how are you? To spark the conversation.
Being polite. Yeah.
That's the main key in wholesaling when you're dealing with sellers. Be polite. They get a lot of phone calls. Yeah. They think we're scammers. So I try to be on the softer side to ease the conversation, and then ask them, are they looking for, look for someone to buy their property? And then we'll carry the conversation, get into the details of the property, how soon they want to sell it, any repairs that needs to be done. And then I'll give them a 24-hour call back to give them an offer.
Okay, really smart. So you kind of check for motivation on the first call. Well, first of all, you start the relationship, create some rapport there, talk about it, kind of see, I guess you're trying to see if they're a little bit flexible or how motivated they are to sell. And then
exactly,
that gives you, if they look like they're a good prospect, then you spend the time crunching the numbers and call them back the next day. Am I understanding that right?
That is so correct. That is absolutely right.
Okay. So these folks, they are for sale by owners. They've listed, quote unquote, their property on Zillow. So how motivated are they? Like, are you finding the folks that you did deals with last year were in kind of really rushed situations to sell, or not so much?
They were motivated.
Yeah.
Because they had a property on Zillow for like over 30 days. And that's how I target my sellers. If it's on Zillow for over 30 days, I call them, ask them why it's taking them so long to get a sale, and what can I do to help them. And then we get into the conversation, and then I'll just let them know I work with buyers in my business. I can connect you with the best offers. How soon you're ready? How soon are you willing to close? What is the fair offer price that we can negotiate? And then I just take it from there and close the contract.
Okay, very interesting, Selena. So, yeah, I was going to ask something about that. That's a smart process. What kind of situations, like the deals that you did last year, was it kind of like the 5 Ds, I think people call it? So it's like death, divorce, downsizing, whatever. What were like the major reasons people wanted to sell quickly?
I let them tell me the story of why they willing to sell.
Yeah.
And how I can help them. The majority of them was just tired landlords. They want to move to another state, or they just tired and don't want to be bothered with the property anymore.
And now they've had it on Zillow for 30 days plus. They've had a whole bunch of tire kickers come and take a look at it. They've had to show the property. That gets old real fast. So that helps with motivation. Yeah.
It does. And also what also makes it so difficult is that sellers, they overprice their property.
Well, I was going to ask you, that was the question I was going to ask. Right. So they got it on Zillow. They're probably out to lunch with what they're asking for the property. They're cheap, so they don't want to sell it with a realtor. They don't want to pay any realtor fees.
Exactly.
So how are you able to get that initially not so motivated seller asking primo price down to a price that not only can make sense for you, but that you can turn around, sell that contract to somebody else and still make a good profit on that?
The key word is negotiation.
Yeah.
You have to negotiate. You have to let them see the value of their property is not what they wanted to sell it for. I'll have my contractors to go out there to look at the property to give me an estimate rehab cost. Then I'll go back to the seller and say, hey,
this is once you got it under contract, though, I would imagine.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. So yes, I'll have my contractors or my buyers to go look at the property. They tell me what price they will buy from the seller. I'll go back and we'll have a heart-to-heart talk. I'll ask them questions. I'll ask them questions. If you were in my shoe, would you buy this property with a high rehab cost? And if they said, not really. So I said, well, meet me halfway. Let's work this out so that way I can get your property sold. And then my buyer will be happy because they're looking for more properties to increase their portfolio. So it's a win-win situation.
So are your end buyers typically flippers, or are they long-term buy and hold guys, or both?
They both.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me an idea, Selena, like maybe an example that pops into your mind of a house that you wholesaled. What was the asking price initially? And what did you get it under contract for? And what were you able to sell it for? Just to get an idea.
Okay, so my previous contract I had last year.
Yeah.
The house was, the seller was asking for $110,000.
110,000. Okay, that was the asking price.
Yeah. Right. I looked at the property and said, well, because you want 110, the value of it is way less than that. And he was like, how? It's because you didn't make no repairs. The property is old. And the value of it from the market side is way less, because just because you see another property on the other, across the street or down the street that has a high value is because they did the work. They did the upgrades. They rehab. Yeah, so they
Mr. Seller, you got the ugliest, you got the ugliest house on the block. It's not worth this as much as that.
I know. Yeah. So it's the idea of just talking with them, making them understand, show them the comps in the area versus how much I have to put in or my buyer have to put in to repair the property.
So you show them the after repaired value of a
yes.
similar house. Got it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So that's how I'm able to negotiate all my deals. And so far last year, it worked out perfectly.
So for that one, if you don't mind sharing, Selena, just to give people an idea how this works, the guy was asking 110. What did you get it under contract for, if you don't mind sharing?
For 55, 60.
Wow. Yeah. And what was 110 like the after repaired value? Is that what it was really worth?
The after repaired value was like maybe 200K.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he thought he was way under already.
Yes.
But then you showed him how much it was going to take to actually fix it up.
Yes, right.
Okay, so you got it under contract for 55. How much did you sell the contract for?
Okay, so I'm not the greedy type of wholesaler.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to put it out there. I work with my buyers because I know that money is important to them as well, because they have to buy the material, the labor, and all that.
They have to do all the risk, right?
They do. So my assignment fees is around 10K.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's good for wholesale deals.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
very good.
So it all depends on the numbers too. So the higher the ARV, I might increase it just to, yes. Yeah. So it fluctuates.
Of course. No, that's perfectly fair. And you're the one that's picking up the phone, making all those calls.
Yes.
What's your best guess, Selena? Like, how many calls do you need to make to get a deal?
You know what?
Do you track that?
I don't. I just do it.
Yeah.
I just pick up the phone and I just call.
You're just comfortable. Like you're not scared of that phone.
At first I was. I'm not gonna lie to you, Dave. When I first started wholesaling, I was so scared to pick up the phone and call, until I said, you know what? If they can do it, you can do it. Just get the guts, get the nerve to do it. And once I started feeling more confident, you cannot get me off the phone now, because I'm calling I'm calling every day. I'm calling every day to get deals. So yeah, it's fun to get to know people, their background, where they come from, how they live in, you know, what they value with their family. It's good to connect with people.
It certainly is. And it sounds like you're very good at it. I can tell from your tone of voice. You don't, I bet you get a few rude people, but I'm sure you have lots of good conversations.
Let's not talk about the rude people. Oh my goodness.
I'm thinking you get fewer of them than the rest of us would, Selena.
Oh my gosh. It is. When I first started, I was cursed out. I was slammed. It was awful. But like I said, you know what? It's all business and nothing personal. So just keep it moving and just help someone who wants help.
And then, but now that you've got thousands of calls under your belt, is it a lot fewer people hanging up on you, or are you still do you get a lot of that?
I don't have any hang up on me anymore, because I learned how to address the issue before it gets out of control. And that is, be polite, people. Yeah. They are human too. They might be having a hard day. So don't go on the phone and say, good morning. No, just be polite.
Yeah.
That's it.
Don't try to tear them down on their house over the phone right at get-go, right?
I had someone to call me last week. I live in an apartment complex. So I had someone to call me, say, are you looking to sell your home? Excuse me, who are you, number one? Number two, where's the good morning, good afternoon? It's like, you got to be polite when talking to people. Yeah. So just be polite, and you'd be surprised how they will open up and work with you for you to get the property under contract. Just be nice, people. Be nice. That's all.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Just be nice.
That's going to be the title of this episode. Just be nice. So, Selena, as we're kind of wrapping this up, we didn't have much time to talk about your funding consultant business. Tell us very briefly, what is that all about?
I'm just helping real estate investors first time to get funding, because as a first time flip and flipper, you got to have a whole lot of experience. You got to have the money for down payment. And what I do, I help my clients to get unsecured funding.
So who the heck's going to give a new fix and flipper unsecured financing?
Exactly. That is so true. So this is where I come in at. I help my clients to get funded to do the first fix and flip without having to go through the headache through a hard money lender telling them, well, you don't have no experience. Your credit score is not where, your credit score is not where it needs to be. But we take care of that as well. We'll take care. We'll help prepare your credit, and we'll help you get funded, and you can use the money for whatever purpose that you need. So
is this like a credit card type situation?
No credit cards, no business loan. It's all signature personal funding.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, very good. So, Selena, this has been a fun conversation. And if people would like to connect with you, where should they go?
To my website is www.vjrealestatepropertiesinvestor.com.
That's a long one. VJRealestatePropertiesInvestor.com. There we go. We'll put that in the show notes as well. Selena, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Hey there. I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.